Welcome back, everybody, to CBS News 24/7. No more fact-checking as you're used to seeing it on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. So here's what this is about. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says Meta will replace third-party fact-checkers with something they call a community notes model, kind of similar to the one used by Elon Musk on his platform X. Zuckerberg calling the move a return to free expression. So let's go live to CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. Okay, Kelly, what can you tell us about all of this? This is a change.
It's a big change, Reed. I mean, this program was put into place back in 2016, so they're getting rid of third-party fact checkers. No one's getting laid off here. Content moderation is not going away entirely, but this was, sort of the group of third-party folks. They're moving away from that, and they're really putting the onus now on the users to identify what content needs more context, what content is more nuanced, needs another point of view. I will note they are, as I said, not getting rid of content moderation. They're going to be really focused on removing illegal content, pornographic content, things like that, that there's always that concern around safety. But they are moving more towards that community notes piece that you see on X. And I just want to highlight two quotes for you from the press release. I'll read them out to you. Meta said, quote, "We've seen this approach work on X, where they empower their community to decide when posts are potentially misleading and need more context." And then another quote for you, Reed, where Meta said, quote, "Just like they do on X, community notes will require agreement between people with a range of perspectives to help prevent biased ratings." And, in the announcement, Zuckerberg came out and said, hey, this has been too biased for too long. And I think it was very interesting that they highlighted the fact that X is doing this in their post. I mean, that's a competitor for them. But Reed, you sort of zoom out more broadly. This is a change that Meta is making. It's going to be a big one. But we have seen a lot of tech companies start to make changes with the new administration coming in. So certainly likely not to be the last.
Interesting. I just can't take my eyes off Mark Zuckerberg's profile picture with all of the chains. Maybe he's going to go into rap next. Another headline from Meta, speaking of how pop culture is starting to influence the company, Zuckerberg just tapped USC President Dana White to join Meta's board. We know White's a longtime supporter of President-elect Donald Trump. What can you tell us about this choice for a board position?
So a couple things here. First, this is a pretty standard thing. Every couple of years, a public company, their board of directors, they change out members. So members will leave and new members will come in. So Dana White is joining the board along with two other people replacing those whose terms are up. Very standard when it comes to a public company. There's two things that are interesting here. Diverse perspectives. That's what you want on your board. Some of the other folks that are on the board, there's someone who's involved with DoorDash, with McKinsey, very broad range of perspectives when you are advising a company like Meta. When I used to work at Disney, we had folks all over the place coming to advise on the board. So having someone who has a relationship with the Trump administration is not necessarily a bad person to have on your board. In fact, could be very helpful. The second thing is, of course, streaming sports. The UFC, they've done incredible things viewership-wise with a number of different platforms. As Meta maybe tries to get more into that space, that could also be a very advantageous person to have advising on your board.
Well, we know streaming is a major thing here. So Kelly O'Grady, thank you so much for giving us that perspective. Have a great, great afternoon.